Session 1 will be moderated by Professor Yükseköğreti. We kindly invite him to the stage. This session will focus on national AI ecosystems, artificial intelligence in education, digital transformation and inequalities, AI-supported curricula, AI applications in scientific research. We wish all speakers and participants a productive session.
Veysel Hocam. Veysel Hocam, sizden alalım hocam.
Thank you so much.
Veysel Hocam. Veysel Hocam sizden alalım. Evet.
Thank you.
Good morning for everyone. Welcome to our panel titled Regional and Global Perspective on AI in Higher Education, and where we will explore how artificial intelligence is reshaping universities, research, ecosystem, learning models, and national strategies across both regional and global contexts. I would like to thank the organizers for this timely symposium. Before begin the session, I would also like to briefly commemorate the late Dr. Finaria Lego, to whose her memory this symposium has been dedicated, and Dr. Lego made valuable contribution to international scientific cooperation and to the advancement of science and education in Asia region. We will remember her with gratitude. And artificial intelligence is no longer a future issue for higher education. It is already reshaping how we teach, learn, research, assess, and even think. But the key question is not whether universities will use AI. The real question is, will countries simply consume AI technologies developed elsewhere, or will they cultivate ecosystems capable of producing knowledge, innovation, and human capital for the AI era? This panel explores this transformation from multiple perspectives: national AI ecosystem, generative AI adoption, educational paradoxes, curriculum redesign, and the relationship between AI and learning and scientific research. Our goal today is not simply to celebrate AI, not to fear it, but to ask a more difficult question. How do we translate AI adoption into meaningful learning outcomes, research capacity, and societal values? We have 4 distinguished speakers in this panel, and we have 90 minutes in total, approximately 60 minutes for the presentation and 30 minutes for the Q&A session I am planning. To ensure a balanced and engaging session, I kindly ask each speaker to keep their remarks within 15 minutes. And let me begin by inviting our first speaker, Dr. Elvan Kuzucu from T3 Foundation, Turkey. And she will talk about from consumer to creators, designing national AI ecosystem for the next generation. Dr. Kuzucu, the floor is yours, please.
Yes. Distinguished participants, dear academics, it's a pleasure to be here with you today in this valuable symposium. We can discuss artificial intelligence and higher education from different perspectives. First of all, I would like to thank Tüba and everyone who contribute to this program. AI is not only a software issue, it's also a matter of independence. Turkey. Our country shouldn't only use AI technologies, but also develop and shape them. To make it possible, 3 things are very important. The first one is good education. The second one is learning by doing and producing. The third one is strong technology systems and tools. At the Turkish Technology Team Foundation, we are working on these 3 areas together. But the most important part is the people, because the real transformation depends on the young people who see themselves not only as technology users, but also as technology producers. So, our main question is here, how can we raise this generation? At T3 Foundation, we believe this transformation is only possible through strong human capital and an early production culture. Firstly, I will start with our most important, very important project, the Technofest, which is the world's largest AI laboratory, maybe. We start as T3 Foundation learning journey at an early age with our Bilim Türkiye project. From science centers to DENEYAP, it's a kind of the maker labs, the technology workshops, and the Technofest and the startup programs, we are building an ecosystem. One of the most visible parts of this ecosystem, of course, the Technofest. Today, Technofest is more than a technology festival. It's a large human capital and applied R&D ecosystem. Young people solve real problems, build projects, and produce technology together. In the Technofest technology competitions, they build AI projects and work on real problems in transportations, healthcare, and etc. It brings learning and real life together. In every year, we take more than 1.5 million student applications to the Technofest technology competitions. It includes more than 50 different competitions from rocket, UAV, chip design, nuclear energy, and so on. More than 7 of these competitions are dedicated specifically to the AI. But here is more striking part. AI is no longer a separate track. It has become the common language of every Technofest technology competitions. Whether teams are working autonomous flight, smart agriculture, healthcare, transportation, they reach for AI algorithms as natural part of their engineering toolkit. One important example was the Turkish natural language processing competitions at Technofest. Young people work with Turkish data and build AI LLM models in Turkish. While testing and trying again, they improve their problem solving and engineering skills. There is a big difference between learning AI in class and building your own model. This change is supported by real data from Technofest impact research by our foundation. On the participant side, we make the Technofest impact research for the Technofest competitors and the other stakeholders of the Technofest. The participant side in the competitors part, 56% of the middle and high school finalists state that Technofest influenced their university preferences. The 61% of undergraduate participants state that Technofest directly influenced their career goals. On the institutional side, universities say Technofest creates strong cooperation between institutions, strengthens technology and applied R&D culture, encourages infrastructure investment, supports practical learning, and improves university-industry cooperation. One important result is this: students now choose universities not only for rankings, but also for their technology ecosystem and production culture. T3 AI, Turkey's own language and reasoning model. This shows that Technofest has become a long-term technology ecosystem for young people. At the Turkish Technology Team Foundation, we are also working on AI systems. T3 AI is a large language model trained with Turkish data and Turkish content. We believe AI systems should understand Turkey's language, culture, and needs. It gives universities and researchers a flexible system to test their models, use data, and do AI research. That is why we see T3 AI as a part of bigger digital ecosystem. Also, one important part of this ecosystem is the Küre Digital Encyclopedia project. This project was created to give people reliable and high-quality information with both local and global perspectives. Today, finding information is easy, but finding correct and reliable information is still difficult. In the AI age, information also becomes data for AI systems. That's why we see Küre as an important knowledge and education platform for Turkish content and verified information. We also wanted to create safer and healthier digital spaces for people. Yes, the other project, ST3 Foundation, is one of them, is the Deneyap Card and the Edge AI. AI development is not only about software and servers. Young people also need simple tools to build and test technology themselves. AI should reach classrooms and students, not stay only in data centers. To support this, we developed the Deneyap Card, a microcontroller board that helps students create electronics and AI projects. Through lightweight AI models and tiny ML applications running directly on this device, students can experiment with AI scenarios even without internet access. This approach provides important advantage in terms of accessibility and cost. For example, one high school student built a smart agriculture project with Deneyap Card. The system could detect plant disease and support irrigation process. It's a strong example of how students can turn theoretical knowledge into the real solutions. Another important question is this: what happens after the competitions end? At T3 Foundation, we believe competitions shouldn't be end of the journey. Projects developed by young people should continue growing and connect with startup and investment ecosystems. This is why we see the Takeoff Startup Summit and our entrepreneurship programs as important continuation of the mechanism. So far, up to now, more than 1,000 startups have applied to our Takeoff Startup Summit. And we also value the fact that after we organized the Takeoff Startup Summit in Baku, new initiatives as in emerged in the region. Because the goal is not only organizing events, the real goal is helping sustainable ecosystems grow around technology, entrepreneurship, and the investment. Our main approach is turning ideas, knowledge into sustainable products, startups, and real-world solutions. Because in the coming years, the real difference will not only come from developing technology, but from creating social and economic value through the technology. Today, we had the chance to discuss artificial intelligence from different perspectives. But I believe all these discussions meet at one common point. The future of AI depends on people, production culture, and strong system together with technology. That is why three areas must work together: universities and academic research, environments where people can develop technology, and technical systems that support research and development. At T3 Foundation, we work in all these areas together, because today the issue is raising a generation that can understand, develop, and use AI to solve real-life problems. In the coming years, we will continue working for a stronger ecosystem. We hope to build a stronger ecosystem with more people taking part in technology production, research, and practice. We also hope for stronger connections and better cooperation between the institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Dr. Evan Kuzcu, and she tries to explain the T3's efforts to contribute to national AI ecosystem. And our next speaker is going to be Professor Dr. Ilirian Malolari from Academy of Science and Albania, and he will be talking about artificial intelligence in education and scientific research, trends, challenges, and opportunities.
Till the technical things will be ready, I would like to thank the organizers, especially Professor Zekâ from the Tüba, and the Academy of Science of Albania is really pleased to send a delegate of her. I'm full member of Assembly of Academy of Science of Albania, and I'm really happy to be here presenting a speech by the conference. May I have it here? Oh, just that. Oh, thank you. So, let's go a little bit further, because many of the things and the subject has been already mentioned. So, I have, let's say, my honor to present the advantage of the subject in Albania. And being part of both Academy of Science of Albania and the head of the Department of Chemical Engineering in University of Tirana, I have, let's say, intended to mention some things regarding to the advantage of AI in this field. So let's go a little bit fast into the structure to be delivered, even though I'm a worst timekeeper in the conferences, so I have to go a little bit fast into the subject. This is, let's say, a resume, graphical abstract of my presentation, and it seems that there are some subject put it integrated together, starting from adaptive learning to AI applications, especially to chemical engineering, and some benefits, and then future opportunities and challenges for the Albanian. It is freshly prepared, and I'm happy that Albania is now progressing a little bit more fast through UNESCO objectives and to European Union Act for this study. As normal, the conceptual framework map has to be designed, but I'm not going into detail to structure and to mention everything in details, but more or less it is in the centrum of the subject, seems to be human-centered structure, or let's say objective, and it is being mentioned over here. We designed it that as you can see in the figures, there is a pedagogical, let's say, advantage knowledge in order to play the role, better the role of human-centered. And all the government and the faculty and the other actors of this kind of movement pushing things forward into the prosperity of the country seems to be, let's say, on the front of asking the success of their own movement. So there are some things, some comparative analysis, traditional one from the other side, or classical, and the other side is enhanced engineering education. So AI in engineering education seems to be a hard jobs to be done day in and day out, neglecting all the responsibility and on the advantage of the everyday life. So it seems to make some advantage more emphasizes in skill, in student engagement, and because you may know, you may be aware that AI seems to be personal, let's say, training advantage, and then the industry alignment that seems to be as a rules or as a directive, so the industry 4.0. Let me pass a little bit faster, because the application in chemical engineering education in my country, I'm going to see at the end of my presentation some picture of my lab, which is the most advantaged in the region, and it has been done a very good investment over there, and the students seems to be happy for working in that area, applying computer-controlled all the industrial processes. So here it is educational initiatives across Albania, and there are some institutions being, let's say, involved in the movement, and slowly it is distributed around, split it around the country, not only in the capital, but hopefully we have some institutions. It is with the priority they are moving in the front of the movement. So we have now a very good Learnify project, AI Edu, which is supported by European Union, and there are some advantages, but due to the regional cooperation opportunities, we have been involved in the process of the AI application in Western Balkan and integration. As a comparative bar, this graph shows that the different areas of applications seems to be growing up. This is European Union, this blue, and the red one is Albania. And the Balkan countries, entirely Western Balkan countries, are by dark blue. And it seems that we have intended to see the, let's say, advantage of the European movement faster than other countries too. Let's go a little bit to the timeline of digital AI education. I will mention also at the end of my presentation that we have appointed Minister of Government, AI Minister. Maybe it is a little bit crazy idea, but it is reality now. We have 3 years now with Minister, AI Minister. I will show you the picture of, she is no gems. This is the evolution of digital education in Albania, and it seems to be faster in the last years. Let me go a little bit further. For the cooperative outcomes, traditional versus advanced curricula, seems to be that in chemical engineering seems to be an advantage of the other sciences, but in general, engineering education seems to be, let's say, with priority through other sciences in the region. So this is a screen of the let's say, PCs of the students in the lab, and then they used to get answers from different problematic. They used to grow the questions, and then they get back electronically and digitally the answer, and they made some analysis. I'm sorry, because, maybe not in the screen. Oh, okay. So let me go a little bit further, because application metrics for AI techniques in engineering education seems to be, let's say, structural, and the most important is that the failure and forecasting, our students sitting in the lab, everybody of them produce the results of their problematic things being experimental in pilot computer-controlled equipment. They used to throw in the air the results, and then they come back. They accept back from the professors all the real resolution through using the AI model. So again, the research in collaboration with neighbor countries, and you see Albania, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Montenegro, which seems to be in the same color of movement for the increasing the velocity of reaching the directives of the EU countries, and the priority is this normal engineering education, and then social sciences and other studies, health sciences and other, let's say, fields of study. So, as I already mentioned, the pedagogical innovation seems to be the crucial subject, increasing ability of the pedagogical staff, learning in details some secrets in brackets of the AI using in different fields. There are some as it was mentioned here in previous speakers, that there are some pros and cons for the, let's say, optimism and skepticism of the people regarding using in every kind of fields of life, but now it is a reality and we have to face it and we have to coexist in peace with this. Here I have designed, let's say, this workflow diagram where it is artificial intelligence enhanced engineering education workflow. The LearningFi model, of course, maybe most of you are aware about that, and going from the first to the last one, it seems to be accommodated with Industry 4, which I have already mentioned on the right side of my screen. But going a little bit further, the LearningFi of artificial intelligence core, it is in the centrum, and all the other subjects, tutorial practice, adaptive content delivery, AI knowledge gap assessment, student profile and objective, which is very, very important for the instant formative assessment. Going a little bit to the matrix, application matrix, seems to be the chemical engineering, which is after my heart to pose its own problems. There are some pointed, there are some grades being earned to the subject, and as it can be seen in the diagram, in the pie diagram, it is personal learning. It comes after research, data analysis, and administrative automation. So, of course, it is all this success of this movement, it being realized through the network of all the Western Balkan countries for AI research networks in engineering education. Traditional and enhanced curricula, because education through AI, entering AI, integrating AI into the structure of these syllabuses seems to be a little bit AI literacy. It is definitely important for technical knowledge. And then critical thinking, the difference between classical and AI enhanced curriculum seems to be data-driven decision, but critical thinking, which needs a human-centered structure or, let's say, consortium. For the same thing, but different speaking, global collaboration, sustainable technology, Industry 4, it is the priority, the main title of this movement. But we are looking ahead to 2030, and we have, let's say, structured, let's say, a plan, national plan, in addition to the European Union movement. Then it is it is governance operated, and now let's say we would like to enter it to approval in the parliament of our country. Sorry. So all the difficulties being faced for implementation of the structure of AI seems to be from low to high, from the left to right. Being engaged in, let's say, endorse a lot of problems and finding the possible solution to be taken by the AI. Let me go a little bit faster. As I explained at the beginning, I am the worst timekeeper when I speak in the conferences. But anyway, let me show the most important for me. It is this project, which is the biggest one in the country, being founded by the European Union, and all the capacity building, curricula integration, which seems to be a revolution, let's say, now, and institutional alignment. There are universities, ministries, and other policy foundations. Everybody, all the organization seems to be focused now of better understanding the AI, and then putting their own duty, home duty, to be performed in the coming years. It is mentioned over here that the pilot implementation seems to be very important for the implementation difficulties, and then all the things seems to be a great impact on learning outcomes. You see that before and after implementation seems to be a movement increasing from 28% up to 30% different kind of fields. But students' engagement, it seems to be very important always. Then the future vision. The future vision, AI-driven engineering education for Albania, it seems to be 2030. I have designed this. It is futuristic a little bit, as you can see. It is reality, but if you see, but each one by intensity of, let's say, thinking, seems that in the centrum it is smart engineering campus, which means a revolution in the programs, in the structure, in the curricula of the education, integrating AI knowledge, but advancing research, it is a derivation, and then personalized and adaptive curricula seems to be the more focused, but in the centrum is a human being-centered movement. This is our minister, AI minister. Yes, it is a reality. Yes, anti-corruption.
By AI, not created by AI.
Created, no, she is an actor, but she is playing the role untouched, no gender, nothing. But he used to be anti-corruption in our country. And we are proud for having her because all the movements on the project has been passed through her, through artificial intelligence, and nobody can touch her. There are some things, crazy things in the media, mainly in the social media, but they say she is pregnant because there are some derivation of the objective of her, but she is untouched yet, unavoided yet, but she is playing the role. And e-Albania, it is AI, the most important page in the net, where all the population, maybe 93% of all the services in the public area, in administrative and political things, and all the offices of Albanian has been reached through AI, through e-Albania. If you enter into e-Albanian, you can find out your certificate, your documentation, your official stamped and signed, and everything is being already produced using AI. And for chemical engineering, now we are a member of the society, and you see there are some crazy things entering into the other world. And this is my lab. All the equipment here, there are some random pictures. All the equipment are computer controlled, and the students are happy that now they are touching AI structure in the world. And fortunately, my face is over there. But we have a lot of partners now in the region. Coming and bringing some problems also from the industry, and we try to find the solution of their own problems. This is the end slides of my screen, and highlights and key takeaways. As you already being aware about that, all the things being already mentioned are here in a queue or logical, and but deeper thinking into home duty that we have to go faster. These are some screens. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the Illusion Malolabi. And he evaluated the national ecosystem in Albania and efforts and challenges, also emphasized the regional networks in Western Balkans, and also how engineering education is, the curriculum and other things are prepared by the help of AI tools. And our third speaker is Veysel Bozkurt from Istanbul University, and he's going to talk about AI is already in the university.
Here? Is there any problem? No. Thank you very much. Pointer, please. This morning, Professor Muazzam said that AI now in our house, in our life. AI is not knocking the door of universities. Actually, AI in the university now. In this paper, in this presentation, I'm going to ask these questions. AI help to student. In general population, 17% of Turkish people use AI 1925. In EU average is 33%. It's a little bit big for general population. But on the other hand, AI usage for learning in Turkey, 31%. EU average is 29%. Turkey looks surprisingly close to EU. What is the real puzzle here? Turkish users are a special group with a strong digital habits in this data. Turkey's user pool is younger than the EU average. Sorry. What do I actually want to find in this presentation? My first question is, who uses AI in Turkey or in Turkey? How do age, gender, education shape adaptation? The second question is age really the issue, or is the digital habits, is the digital skills that explain age gap? Third question is, why women use AI more for education if you compare with men? And fourth question is this real sign of convergence, or is it partly as a result of Turkey's younger AI user base? What is the theoretical framework of this presentation? First theory is third level digital divide theory in sociology. Second theory comes from Bourdieu, digital capital theory. Fourth theory is differentiated use theory. First theory, Van Dijk said that people use the same tools, but they get very different outcomes. The problem is not to access digital tools anymore. The problem is the results matter, not the access. The second theory, digital capital theory, said that prior digital habits, prior digital skills determine what AI does for you. The third theory, DiMacchio, claimed that AI inherits the dominant function of host repertoire. The data and methods. First of all, I used Turkish Statistical Institution data, which was collected in 2025, Eurostat data, Mendeley data. Mendeley data is open access data, and other surveys, some of them I conducted. How did I analyze the data? First of all, weighted the descriptive table. The second one is latent class analysis by Codex. I used Codex AI, very powerful, used Python, but I couldn't trust AI and traditional tools, and then I analyzed the data by SPSS again. I'm going to compare two results. And in SPSS, I completed explanatory factor analysis and then hierarchical binary regression analysis and compared Turkish data and European data. The findings. As you see, most of the people are young people use AI in Turkish case. All people use AI less than younger people. 39% of young people use AI in general population under the 25. First of all, age is important indicator for this. The second one is would use AI for educational purpose more than men. 37% of women use AI for education. This is 27% for men in Turkish case. You can see the comparison between Turkish and European AI usage by age. I said I used Codex AI for the latent class analysis. Codex revealed four digital user profile. First one is mainstream students. They use 18% AI, and social platform user profile, productive digital actor, marginal user, utilitarian users profiles. Mainly, productive digital actors use AI. 53% of these groups use AI. And you can see the graph again. Productive digital actors use AI more. I said the mean age of this group is 33. They use Word, online courses, and coding also. Is the age reason or digital habits determined? In model 1, oath ratio 38 for young people, and they use 55% of these groups use AI. Age looks like a powerful force, but in model, if we add digital repertoires, digital skills, these oath ratio decrease from 38 to 10. Age was hiding digital habits. Why do women use AI more for education? Normally, 15% of women and 15% of men use AI in general population. But for educational purpose, women use AI more than men. Is Turkey and EU convergence real? For educational use, 31% of population use AI in Turkey or Turkey, and in EU, 79% use AI. But the main reason is age difference. European population is older than Turkish people. Therefore, the difference comes from a little bit age difference to populations. I said I return back to traditional AI tools, that was SPSS. I completed, first of all, exploratory factor analysis for variables, and it revealed 4 factors: productive office skills, personal data management, factor 2, factor 3, e-government practice, factor 4, technical digital skills. And then I completed binary logistic regression analysis. What we found is productive office skills still very important indicator of AI usage for educational purpose. The same data, I used different methods, but I found the same results. I used also Mendeley data. It is open access data. It was collected by continuous sampling from 120 countries. Total data is 23,000. It's huge data. How students use AI? They use for translation, they use for writing, they use research, exam preparation, brainstorming, summarizing they use. But on the other hand, students are very discourage learning. AI may discourage learning, encourage cheating, mislead with errors, encourage plagiarism, and also they have some questions about AI policies of institutions. Also, I conducted a research in Turkey, in Maldives, in Philippines with my colleagues. We asked AI literacy scale, we used AI literacy scale, and then we checked the correlation between AI literacy and student academic performance perceptions. What we found in 3 countries, we found that if students' AI literacy increase, academic perception increase as well. Also, if students use AI more, their academic perception increase also. And this is only subjective results. We should test with different methods. Students think that if they use AI more, their academic perception increase, subjectively. 3 findings now. Age is important for this research. Women use AI for educational purpose more. Convergence between Turkey and European Union countries is demographic, not structural for AI usage. What should higher education do for this? First of all, we should build adult AI literacy programs, especially older people. The second one is protects female educational orientation. The third one is curriculum integration, not just for permission, assessment, design, prompting, tutorial, verification, practice. The fourth one is profile-based literacy program. Marginal users needs more supports than productive actors. The fifth one is privacy and security is important issue, and strengthening monitoring infrastructure is important. There are some limitations for these data. As a result, tools are not transformed the educations. The most important thing is digital skills more important than demographic factors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Veysel Bozkurt, for the presentation, and it's based on the Harvard survey data, and it's very important. And our last presenter is going to be Professor Dr. Mehmet Kemal Özdemir from Istanbul Medipol University, and he's going to talk about suggestions for AI-supported curricula in new era.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hello all. Today I'm going to share
our 10 years experience for the interdisciplinary education that we have implemented at Medipol University, that is basically based on AI. So my talk would be a little bit different than the talks that you are part of it for this part of the session. Mine is not about using AI in education. Mine is building a curriculum that includes AI courses so that we have new talents or new students with extra skills when they graduate. I'm with Istanbul Medipol University, head of Artificial Intelligence Department, also Vice Dean, and also responsible from Istanbul Medipol University's transition to an AI-based curriculum. So one thing we need to realize is that we live in a fast era. Transportation is very fast, communication is very fast, learning is fast, and the speed that people learn AI is very, very fast, which is taken to be faster than the speed of light, just a joke. And on the other hand, being fast also implies efficiency. So when you are introducing something being fast, you also promise that you're going to be more efficient, and that by itself is something that is irresistible. So you will ultimately see the transition towards this new fast pace. How come we got so fast and we can go and see the underneath effect being electronics being very fast? So once electronics was very fast, we were able to communicate very fast. We're able to build devices based on electronics and deploy it in many places, and then we started generating a lot of data. Enormous data is being generated. And before AI, we were talking about big data processing, etc. So there were lots of studies on that era. The AI algorithms maybe, like as opposed to the common belief, it wasn't something new that was introduced recently. Our algorithms existed long ago, but it was the electronics that enabled these algorithms now to be realized. So we are now able to do the processing on matrices of 10 million by 1 million or even higher, and thanks to the GPUs that enabled this transition. So we are now able to see the hard work of the previous scientists combined with fast electronics to be used for the betterment of humanity. I just want to give how this fast-paced helps one of the professions. A couple of students from our university who were the graduates of this interdisciplinary program that we have introduced, they worked with radiologists who claimed that they were spending 1 to 2 hours to write a complete report that is in alignment with hospitals' ruling, with the insurance companies, and providing enough details for the patient so that all the information is out there. And these guys were charging $200 per report. I don't want to state the institution, but you might guess. And what our students did is they integrated different AI tools. They took the image, they generated a complete report in alignment with the hospital rulings, nicely being compatible with the insurance needs, and good amount of information. Of course, the latest report has to go through the doctor's or the radiologist's approval, and this was done, everything was done less than 10 minutes. And you can understand that probably the majority of time was still spent by the doctor or the radiologist just to confirm that everything is okay. And they paid only $20 to the students. So this fast pace is inevitable, and it's going to affect many different fields out there. Do you have any other examples? I mean, we will probably see the School of Law implementing AI. Anything we're going to see that is based on data is not going to stop itself from this transition. So what we're saying at the end, this transition is going to happen. And if you ask me at the university, it says Professor Boscott stated, the transition has already started at the universities, but my perspective is a little bit different, not from the usage perspective, but from the perspective that we train our students. For example, if you look at computer engineering curriculum nowadays, every university, although the department is called computer engineering, which is based on the first definition, is supposed to work on the electronics that makes up the computer. How many of the students do that? Any computer engineering in this room? No computer engineering? So do you know how to design boards, computer boards anymore? I don't know. Maybe, okay, some of you still. But the transition, if you look at the curriculum, is already completed actually. It moved towards data science, and now with more and more AI courses being dominant in computer engineering. Yet you have to still call it computer engineering, because if you do a name change like computer science, and the Turkish students will not choose you. They will say, oh, you've done something that is out of way. So they will not come to your university. Okay. It will be coming to other fields, but it will be slower. For example, I was just talking to a friend in Vancouver, Canada. He is, I need to state his title properly, otherwise he gets mad. It's like the same thing as we calling computer engineer PC makers, or me as electricians, or the doctors as stethoscope holders. So his title is motion video animator. Yeah, so if you watch, like you watch a lot of movies, right, and for some of them you can see his name out there. And he was still saying that the transition has not happened in their field yet. Of course, we're talking about end products that can be delivered to the theaters. It's still not there. Like you might make some amateur type videos or animations, but not to the grade that you can go and present it to the theaters. So that's still going to happen, but he says they can see it. It's coming slowly. So it's going to happen. In some fields it might be faster, in some fields it might be slower. Okay? All right, we see, for example, the transition being very fast in medical fields, because medical fields by default does a lot of good labeling for its data, so the data is kind of already there. Actually, when we started working with the medical field, we saw that most of the data is not even properly labeled, mostly because of insurance issues, that you just keep the same illness for every single patient, okay? It's like Robitussin medicine, you know, whatever the patient comes for, you just give Robitussin, or I don't know, in Turkey, you just give antibiotic to everything, to everybody that comes to the doctor, something like that. So it's not proper when it's done manually. Of course, when we now build AI-based tools, we are currently in the process of releasing one of those products, which basically just takes the conversation between doctors and the patient and then generates reports and does proper reporting for insurance, and then also maybe proposing proper medicines for the patient. So the AI tool usage for the medical field there is not only making life easier, but is also going to make sure that the data that is collected is clean, and it indeed a representation of the patient data out there. We are also working with the School of Law. That's a very, very hard area. I mean, these guys, I don't know any lawyers here. These guys are tough. It's tough to penetrate, but they have no
chance but to accept the penetration of AI into their field as well. Okay. But if you see all of these, you can anticipate that, all right, this thing is coming, so we have to now also transition the education system, not just for the use of AI, but making sure the students are just on a higher level. I mean, we're not talking about high school students, we're not talking about seniors, we're talking about students, who can learn this new technology for the betterment of their job or their skills. When you introduce AI to the university curricula, you're automatically under the category of being an interdisciplinary program. There are lots of papers out there, and some of you might even be working in that area, that interdisciplinary studies indeed increases the skills, abilities, critical thinking, epistemological beliefs of students. So we see a lot of benefits when students go through an interdisciplinary program. So in that regard, like based on the scientific data, that it is okay to introduce an interdisciplinary program with AI and other fields. Okay. So our vision at Medipol is now then using or adding AI as part of the education system. Not just using, you can still use AI. I mean, some of the professors here will introduce new tools for students to better learn. And I think some of the talks tomorrow will be about using AI in the classroom and let students using AI, and then from there the understanding of the student about the topic. So like student using AI tool based on his knowledge is going to tell us whether he indeed learned that topic or not. But these are different topics. So here we are going to make that student also develop AIs based on the data in their field. That's at least the vision for the time being. I just want to talk about a little bit about a couple of research too. I just don't want to say that this is just Medipol's idea, but if you look at some of the publications in this area, scientists in the teaching field state that if we use AI in the education, they might be referring mostly like AI tools being there, it will increase the performance of the students, but the use of AI in the profession will also make students to be desirable in that work, because as Professor Fay from Stanford said, AI will not replace professions, but the professions without AI abilities will be replaced by professionals with AI ability. So maybe our efforts can be seen more towards Professor Fay's vision of, accompanying the students with AI skills such that they are irreplaceable, or they are desired, or they are wanted for a given field. Okay. We have seen transitions already for the AI curriculum. As I said, if you look at all the computer engineering departments, I don't want to call them computer engineering anymore. They're more like AI or computer science. And now if you look at King's College in London, they have introduced some interesting programs like philosophy and AI. A university in Germany have started a program called Law and AI. So these are new departments. And we also see like some big universities not introducing these programs in their undergrad program, but instead introducing graduate level programs, like 2-year graduate level courses like Law and AI, Philosophy and AI, Sociology and AI, maybe History and AI, etc. Okay. Of course, for technical fields, AI is already there. I mean, here the key transition would be probably for non-technical fields. The other trend would be like having AI, but maybe introducing some electives for students, like not imposing AI-based courses to students, but maybe just as electives. I personally think that might not work
And another approach which we took, or we are taking, is to enforce the AI courses and embed them into the curriculum of a given department. Here you might approach differently. Okay, so we are proposing that we really change the curriculum because this new technology is here to stay. But there will be challenges, and especially for private universities, the challenges might be higher as they have diverse students. I mean, they have students that are on STEM, non-STEM students, and inter-STEM students. So for example, if you're talking about students from philosophy, history, sociology, these guys, they don't even see the math. They don't want to see an equation. They don't want to see programming. Maybe inter-STM, it's okay. It stays fine. You can introduce AI courses there. So one thing would be the students, I mean, you might be telling students, I'm preparing you for the future, but the students might be, hey, you know what, I'm going to be a sociologist here, I'm not interested in AI. Or I am here to be a medical doctor, I'm not interested in your AI-based curriculum, forcing me to develop tools for radiology or medical data. So these issues will be there. I mean, maybe we will have the transition going slowly for some universities, but for my university, who attracts the best students in Turkey, they will be forced, I guess, to go. If they don't like it, then they can prefer another university. One other challenge is that lack of experts in the field. Like you might have computer engineering or AI engineers in the engineering side, but for interdisciplinary it might be better, like the knowledge of the other field. You might have difficulty, working together or having people being competent in that area as well. So another challenge there as well. They talk about diverse students. Universities, computer infrastructure is a key challenge. For example, my university, when we first established this program, let's say 9 years ago, we've got the best computer system with 2,300 computer cores. Now it's too slow. It's an $8 million maybe investment. What do you do now? So we need policymakers, maybe Tüba can lead in that decision-making, whether you want to go with the hardware infrastructure or maybe a centralized hardware infrastructure like Tüba system, but my student says too slow, or something like that, or do you go with the, I don't know, getting services externally, which the governments might not agree, your own GPUs, etc. But that's a key challenge. I mean, you cannot just introduce AI-based programs and yet not supporting the program with the required hardware. All right. Lack of AI professionals in the field, not from the computer engineering, but in the field. For example, School of Law, history. We have difficult, although we see lots of students now graduating in this interdisciplinary programs, not maybe necessarily in Turkey, but in other universities. This is still a challenge. And of course, we still have resistance in AI. I mean, we still have, if some people listen to Professor Muzaffar, I mean, some part of your talk, AI is great, and some of your talk, part of the talk is like, exactly, like do we have, two sides is still there, so we still have that, and that resistance will be more when we change the curriculum from the student side. As I said, students will come and say, I didn't come here to study AI, I am going to be an historian. What are you trying to do? Right? Right, so our experience, I just want to briefly talk about our experience. We opened up an AI program, but we have been doing the interdisciplinary on AI for International Medical School at Istanbul Medipol University. We've also made it available to all engineering students. We have a lot of students who finished this double major program, and I think we are first in Turkey for sure, but I don't know if we are first in the world also. A university who who is able to have a double majoring in medical field, not only just for one student, for dozens of students. But of course, these are the best students from Turkey. I mean, these guys have very good skills. These guys are very competent and very hardworking. Now, after they have successfully implemented that for a non-technical field, we are now in the process of introducing new curricula. We finished that actually. We've got approval from Turkish Higher Education Commission for management and AI, philosophy and AI. So these departments will be heavy in AI courses. But our vision as a university is to introduce AI to all programs, even non-technical ones like history, typically not international medical school, but just typical medical school, dentistry, law. And we propose a six course-based program, you know, knowing how to deal with data, how to collect data, maybe clean the data, using the tools, and some flavor of machine learning, and then at the end doing a project on your field. So if you're from School of Law, you do a project on law. For history, you do a project on history. So you don't only learn these topics, but you also apply them. Okay. This is a success story, maybe you've heard of it. These are our students from International Medical School, finishing computer science department, double major, and they established a focus. And just beginning of this year, they received $4 million based in Switzerland, and they're working on the medical field. The company is valued more than $20 million, and they are expected to get more. And each Yapay, again, developed by our students, our graduates, and acquired by a US firm. So we indeed have success stories from these students who did the interdisciplinary education, and yet using it, but not just finishing it, but using it towards their career goals. So closing, or opening the new doors, we are saying that AI will be here to stay. Unlike .com bubble, which I don't know, many of you may have seen that, it's not imaginary. You know, in .com, you would set up a company, another person would set up a company, you would get advertisement for each, so many websites, but no real flow of the cash. And then it all collapsed. But here, we indeed seeing people or different institutions using it, benefiting from it, and now generating revenues from these tools. So it's going to stay there. So if you think human as resource for this world, like human capital, humans as resource in this world, so AI will indeed make them more productive. AI will enable ways to extract their other capabilities. For example, you will be able to make songs now. Although maybe you're able to express your feelings, but not able to compose a song, but now you will be able to with the help of AI.
Professor, please.
It's the last slide anyhow.
We will have maybe.
All right, so I thought I was going to be short in time, but I'm exceeding time. I just made 10 slides. We're going to extract every single capabilities from human as resources, and maybe that's why we have less number of babies in this era. I don't know. Maybe the sociologist like Professor Tutar can explain better, because we don't need that many humans. Maybe, human generation is thinking that way. We don't need that many humans to do the same work. Now, with these tools, one human can do more. I don't know. They have to explain this to us. Okay? But for sure, the world will be reshaped, and we need to better prepare our next generation. Thank you, and I apologize for making it long.
Professor Özdemir, thank you for your presentation. Now we will move on to the Q&A session, and if anyone wants to ask a question, please raise your hand and direct your question to the speakers.
All right, I'll break ice and then everyone will start. been coming to these conferences, listening to it, and every one of them are very important, and this is very timely also too. And what I see is, can we not be a leader rather than a follower of AI? Because we are just using it, maybe integrating it well. I mean, I was very interested in your presentation.
Thank you.
Department also too, but
Yeah, because we don't want to be the follower with that program. We want to lead, and our students in the...
see that.
Yeah.
That's why I was interested, even though I still don't see, nothing personal, nothing
Yeah.
to do with the, what we have done through the, say, CIHAS, yes, or IHAS. We are one of the leading, I don't know, how would you, I mean, he's here, so what we have done through Aassa and the others, would there be a way of creating our own AI rather than depending on United States or China? And because all the presentations that I see, it seems that it is a new form of technological imperial kind of. So whatever they say, we say, and we accept. Yes. We are led by them rather than leading our own. We are asking students, we are asking our scholars to use AI, which I'm not against, and I do use it, and my students also use it too. Every technology has a resistance, and I'm not resisting it. But what I'm trying to say is, will there be our own national, our own national and local that serves for our own purposes, but in a global scale? And if yes, which fields should be integrated within that interdisciplinary education system? Because we have 22 faculties of computing and information sciences, and none of them has nanophysics, mathematics, or engineers, but there are all those using statistics rather than anything else.
All right, okay.
So, thank you so much.
Is that question for me or for, okay, maybe you have to...
I feel this has been bothering me. Rather than just using it, we should be creating our own, or doesn't have to be only Turkish, can be something. I think I make my point.
Okay, thank you. Is it possible for local national AI system?
Yeah, thank you very much. Your question is very right. And recently, while discussing on the tea break with some professors, I'm teaching a course on Islamic ethics in artificial intelligence at US, Texas American Muslim University. So all the tools that has been developed so far doesn't apply or execute in any country with respect to their rules, regulations, law, religion, even the social aspect they have. So therefore, it's the new vision that every country or every society should have their own tool. They should develop their own model, they should train them, and they should provide the required data set accordingly. For example, if I ask from DeepSeek or ChatGPT about anything regarding the best kind of drink, then it might provide me something that is prohibited in my religion. And similarly, there are many other things. I am just giving an example of that. Similarly, there might be few food items, some laws that might not be applicable in my country. So now the new challenge is that, for example, the chair shape here and the chair shape in US are the chair shape for a kind of a person who have back pain or who have some other medical problem is very different. And we have different type of chairs for them. Or similarly, the dress I wear might not fit you. So therefore, we have to design our own AI Our own model should be developed, and it should be trained as per the data that has been provided. AI by itself is nothing. AI is simply a computer program that has been trained by the data which I am providing. If I provide wrong data, it will be trained in a wrong way and will take wrong decision. If I provide right data, then it will take the right decision. So the word is open. That's just an idea that we are discussing today, and your thought is rightly in the right direction that what we should do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, and Professor Çelik also is going to
Thank
say
you.
something.
Actually, these sections are AI used for higher education. I think your question related with the technological development AI in national, how can we develop the, and also how can we produce our AI in technology. Actually, technology readiness level it is 9 steps, and at each step you can use AI, and with the development of the power of the AI can be used in technology development. You know, in Turkey, in Aselsan or defense industry, many technical developments has been developed with tens of years. But with using the AI, you can compress and accelerate your development with AI. In Turkey, in Aselsan also, we have white collar AIs, not blue collar AIs. It means we are talking about blue collar AIs, that somebody develop programs and somebody has their semiconductors and we are using them. It is good, but actually I think your question about how can we develop our white collar AIs. It means maybe we are going to talk about later during the lunch, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The second part of my question, I'm very interested in. The second part
Okay.
is the education part of it.
Okay.
If you can listen.
You mean the education?
And which fields and which parts of the fields and specifically to create rather than
Yeah. So-
can we have AI to
Yes, we can. Especially for medical data, we can have that because our this system has a lot of data. Yeah, maybe some part of it is not clean. For example, I know that UK government specifically asked Turkish government for the delivery of the data, and of course, I think they rejected, and I hope they did that. So we can, because Turkey is a center for the health tourism. Lots of people from different parts of the world comes here, so we get a diverse set of data. As Professor said, it's all about the data actually. When you have your own data, these algorithms, they were already invented long ago. So it's just a way of implementing, and we have a lot of good professors, students, researchers who are able to do that. The bottleneck there is the hardware, if you ask me. We are not able to produce our own GPUs yet. So we are basically, dependent on other countries for the GPU. If we get the GPU, the energy is there, the data is there, the required human professional skills is there, we will be able to generate our own. I know Baykar is doing their own system, Aselsan is doing their own system, etc. When you just feed the system with your own data, you will have your own. Right? Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you very much for the presentations. They were very interesting, and I'm very grateful to be able to be here. My specific question goes to Professor Özdemir, because I'm very interested in the AI skills, especially for higher education. And I agree with you that they are important and relevant for all disciplines. I'm very interested if you have been able to evaluate student feedback from especially social sciences, for example, about the necessity to add AI skills to their curriculum.
Okay, thank you. The current feedback that we have for mass amount of students is from School of Medicine, but as I said, that might not be a descriptive conclusion because we get the best student from Turkey. These guys are very capable of finishing 2 departments, and they're also very good in math skills. So for them, it was okay. I've kind of tested it for some non-technical people, and I indeed see the difficulty there. So I guess it might not be easy to impose a curriculum on students with non-technical skills. That's a big challenge. That's why I have it there, and that's why we've been discussing that with the university management. So the solution there might be is to change the program type, even though they are social, but you can do that in Turkey. I don't know if you can do it in your country, but in Turkey you're able to do that. Like you can change the program type to be inter-STEM, which means in order to get accepted to that program, you also need math skills. So if you are able to attract or make that change with the Turkish Higher Education Commission and change the type of the program and also shoot for the best students, you can. But then the question comes, so that means that's not maybe widely applicable to all universities? The answer will probably be yeah. You know, because at the end there will be some threshold somewhere that these students will not be A, capable, B, not interested. So yeah, it's not just a go type. This is probably going to target a specific population there. But long term, if you ask me, it's not part of this talk, but long term, you know, we have to slowly go and also impact the curriculum of high schools. Like we need to go down there and start doing something there instead of leaving everything to the universities. So that will be a longer vision in order to have the widespread adoption of AI in the university curriculum, I think.
If I may add something.
Yeah, sure.
In my university, they have decided some time ago that, in my university, which is Babes-Bolyai University from Cluj, Romania, they have decided some years ago that IT digital course would be compulsory for all disciplines.
Exactly.
So I imagine in a few years, we'll realize that an AI skills course would be, well,
I mean, they were going to teach programming, I guess. I assume they're going to teach programming, maybe? In the IT skills, maybe?
Yeah, well, so I was, of course, they need it. I was interested as well in social sciences and other fields, which for the moment may have a more reluctant perspective. But in a few years, I think they realize that as they need common digital skills, they will need AI literacy as well, because it's the trend.
But I must confess, I also think that for very, very non-technical, you should go slow.
Yeah.
But here at the end, they're going to say, you're an academician, you know how much money you're getting, look at us, we're business people, we see better, or we do better, you know, what can you say to that?
Yeah. But the results, they will.
But they see the fast pace, and they want to be properly positioned when it's not too late.
Thank you. And please, you can ask.
May I say one thing?
Contribute.
Because someone talked that why all techniques is developed in Asia, no, America and China, why not in Turkish? I have been thinking about that last 10 years, okay? And then because ancient time, Turkish and Korean neighbor, but now we are quite far away apart. But anyway, right now, Korea is a small country. Now not many young people. Our birth rate is so small. So then I visited Indonesia, okay? And then he showed me, oh, there are so many young people and so many. And then they have, in one university, they got 5,000 students entering the computer science, okay? And they say, if you have 5,000 undergraduate students, they are really very, very smart one, okay? And then what appeared to me, what he said was, as one country like Korea, or Turkey, or Indonesia, India, we cannot overcome population like China technology, but the thing is, as in Asia, for example, you are very interested in education, but if you have a good thing, and if we can teach that education to whole Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Turkey, India, those people, then we can make a standard, okay? Yeah. So that I thought, in that sense, our cooperation is very, very important, okay? When Korea and Turkey together, we are fighting with China, okay? So we have very hard time to fight with them. And then China put the Turkish to the west, and they try to conquer Korea. But ancient time, what happened was, when you are fighting with China very seriously, before you go to west, you fighting with China so that we can, Korea can win, okay? So now we may have another collaboration because as a people, number of people, techniques, but if you think about the whole Asia, okay? As a secretary, I came, and I'm very happy to attend this meeting. And last 10 years, I have been working like that, okay? We cannot do by ourselves, but we can do as together, we can do it. Because if you make a very good program, and then we can make that Asian standard, then we can conquer Europe and America, sure. Okay? So we have more number than China if we have India, Indonesia together, okay? Yeah. And so think that way. We cannot fight. We cannot fight because they are outnumbered, okay? But as a whole, as Asia, if we work together, and I hope Professor Nuri is here, and I hope we can do those things. And through this AI era, I hope AI can help us to have Asia in front, if we can work together.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And last questions, please. And if you can, there is.
Thank you very much. From Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences. It's a great honor and privilege to be here. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable expertise and your knowledge. We really highly appreciate that. My question is about AI presents huge opportunity to rethink AI. We believe it's a huge opportunity to reimagine education from the ground up. We think we can get to the roots, like we can get some answers from the ancient times, like Aristotle or Socrates thinking. We believe that what if we take some time and think about first principles? That was how SpaceX built from the ground up. We shall rather think about how we can. Some call this exponential acceleration. Some call this futurist race Kurzweil. They're saying in 5 years we're about to witness superintelligence. So what if we challenge these established structures? What if we think from the ground up? There's also already some non-conventional schools already built around the world. I can name some of them. SpaceX has its very own school, and it's called Adastra School for its own employees. It's completely different from the traditional school system. They have no grades, no standardized curricula. They just follow the curiosity and critical thinking and team collaboration. And recently, AI native schools also started out, and one is Alpha School from Austin. and they just spend 2 hours per day for the academics, and they spend this time with digital tutors, and the rest of the day they just focus on their projects and hobbies. So we propose that what if instead of adding another abstraction over another abstraction, or another structure or another complexity, well, how about we get some answers from the past? Da Vinci and all those great thinkers, they didn't have so many complex studies, and they didn't get through such complex curriculum. I think it's right time to ask what was the purpose of education? Previously, it was about to meet demands of industrialization. Now, AI will eat almost every subject, every profession. What if so AI will eat all of them? Maybe we should change the question. Previously, we were asking our kids, what we will want to become when you grow up. That was like we were trying to enforce standard molds to these kids. We were trying to put them into standardized molds. But now AI will eat those molds, and they will ask. So many of people feared this question: what was the meaning of life? It's probably 42. Some may say it was 42, but. So they will ask, it will, the right time will come and they will ask the question. So it's time we get back to those, I think we shall take this AI as an opportunity to reimagine education. So I just want to, if you're asking panelists, what would you think about this?
Okay, thank you.
Anyone? Do you ask to any specific presenter? Just
no. It'd be really valuable if you share every one of you, if you share your opinions.
I mean, so humanity, if you look from the past, was spending a lot of energy in doing things, right? Maybe we use the human brain to make things efficient. But now that AI is going to make these tools more efficient, you're basically asking, so why we humans exist? Because it looks like in the past, the whole pursuit of humanity was to do
critical thinking.
Yeah, thinking or actions or dominance, like maybe the generation of ideas or the happiness of the overall humanity. Okay, it was there with the philosophers or etc., but for most cases, it was more like a dominance, if you ask me. But maybe in this area, I mean, that's why maybe we have Department of Philosophy and AI, re-asking those questions, from the narrow level and answering questions of, actually, what is it? Why are we, what are we doing here? Like, what is the goal? And I think now that we have a lot of time, instead of spending time with doing things, now we have a lot of time because things are being done very fast, we will do more questioning of our existence, of our future, and generating values for the society. So I think from that regard, AI is also going to help us to come up with that conclusion faster. I don't know the answer, but we humans will come up to that.
We can go ad astra. We can go up to civilization scale and to the stars. This AI presents a really good opportunity to unlock all the scientific challenges. And US and China already started those national programs, also autonomous research laboratories. Now it's all about asking the right question. And the rest will follow by AI. I think we think it's great opportunity.
But that's happening. I mean, now, for example, in my university, we're talking about neuroscience and philosophy program. And we just exactly to go after the concerns that you have, to clarify, these let's say, thinking or fundamental beliefs that we have.
We just propose that kids finally can follow their curiosity and. Because education...
I think you can continue during the break time.
Okay.
And I would like to thank the speakers for their valuable contribution, their presentation. Also, I would like to thank the contribution from the audience. And now it's time to present the
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I noticed that they
Thank you. It's from Illyria.
As a software engineering student at Ankara University, I wanted to say that thank you for all valuable informations, valuable participants, and their speech. Now we will continue with the lunch break. Lunch will be served on the downstairs, the same building, and you can follow the directions which will give you, the staffs will give you, and then we will continue with 2:30 in here again. So have a nice meal. Thank you.
Güzel yapıyorsunuz.